Alright. Welcome back to another episode of the Salt Mines. The game you're about to watch is something unique and something special. It was going to be the final game of a compilation, but I got through this game. It took such a bizarre twist and is such a unique gem of a Salt Mines match that I had to put this up as its own video. Hang in there, it starts out a little bit slow, but pay attention to what happens in the game, and you're going to really understand the context of the absolute insanity that unfolds. Alright. What's up, everybody? We've got the final game for today. Hang around. I've got a word from my my sorter of replays, Jacob here, who says, this game is an interesting one. He says, not that much necessarily happens directly in the game, but just wait for it. There is a very special payoff at the end. So that's my note. That I obviously like to go in with a little understanding of what's going to happen, but we'll see exactly what the hell that means. Let's see what goes on. We've got Formless Bearsloss Tixt in the bottom right side, who's going for a 12 pool opening up against the Protoss player, Army of Snakes. Army of Snakes here, filed up in rank, as you can see, guys. Lots of snakes all in a row in their marching order. Their battle garb ready. We've got an Overlord and a Gas on the way behind this. So it looks like Tixt is going to try either an all-in or a very aggressive opening. But Army of Snakes is playing pretty well. Now, Formless Bearsloss, I know this clan very well. Very active community in StarCraft. Bunch of players who've done very well in some of the amateur leagues, like Chobo Team League. That being said, they've got people of all different skill levels. And looking at the APM, this is probably like a Gold League game, something like that. Don't know for sure, of course. Players do play with varying speeds, but we'll see how it goes. Queen and 4 Zerglings on the way. Now, this is going to get scouted here. Army of Snakes sees it. Okay, no natural. There's a Gas. There's a pool. Immediately, we go second Gateway, Cybercore, and there should be a second Pylon as well. Chronoing that Zealot a little bit early. The reason you don't want to chrono the Zealot is because then you're going to be supply blocked. Cybercore went down, but I think there's an opening on the bottom of that, and you need a second Pylon, mate. Second Pylon is often what players will do first, so they can non-stop build Zealots to defend here. But Army of Snakes has completely forgotten the most important part. Wait, have they? Where's the... Oh, sorry, there's a pylon there. I'm blind. Never mind, guys. They did remember the pylon. They actually remembered it. The probe did die on the other side of the map, though. Ling Speed's on the way. But look at this. Formless Bearsloss Tixt is actually going for drones right now. Okay. So this looks more like a fake out. More like a, I'm going to make you think I'm all-inning you, and then I'm just going to expand. Isn't even sending the Lings across the map, which, to be fair, I would call a pretty big mistake, because you should at least be seeing if you can get a mistake, you know, damage the Cybercore or something like that. If they accidentally leave a gaping opening... I'm pretty sure Zerglings can get through there, guys. I'm not 100%, but that does look like that wall-off is not complete. If the Cybercore is one space to the left, I think it would be solid. So the gateways, the Cybercores could all be to the left a little bit, and I think this would be a solid wall-off. As it is, I'm pretty sure Lings can walk right in, and they could have caused a massive ruckus. But luckily, Army of Snakes doesn't get too bothered. Gets a second Gas, gets a third Pylon, and pretty high-level responses in that regard. Tixt is going to be behind on economy, and not moving across with those Lings definitely costs you. But you know what? Because the Lings haven't been pressuring, no depths have been built, which you'd normally rush to. A Robo is on the way, and if these Lings can get in there, man. The funny thing is, a lot of Zergs won't realize that. They'll try to click through here. The Lings will try to get past the Zealots. They won't even notice that there's an opening. Any holes of gold for these Zerglings? Let's see. Do they realize? I'm pretty sure that's an opening there, man. You could go right in. You could go right in. I swear you can, mate. But he doesn't realize. All right. Robo is coming up right now. Army of Snakes here playing well. We haven't really seen any chatter. Not even a good luck, have fun, have we? Shield batteries on the way. Probes are building. Couple Stalkers coming out. This is like exceptionally safe play here out of our Army of Snakes. Baneling Nest for Tixt. Okay, Tixt is not a macro player, that's for sure. Has 2 queens, but hasn't started injecting the natural yet. He's going to make a super early Baneling Nest, and he's actually going to take a third hatchery. Definitely needs to get their droning going, though, because they are behind off this opening. On the other hand, they are forcing their opponent to be super defensive, though. And the Observer first, a very, like, scouting-oriented opening for Army of Snakes. The Overlord's going to go in there. It's going to have a little scout around. Now, let's be real, guys. Army of Snakes has played scouting, good macro, defensive, and really is focusing on basically just being 100% solid against anything their opponent's doing. So far, we've got a kind of North American player, Tixt. I'm going to do random early pool, but then I'm not really going to even attack with it. I'm just going to expand and macro, but with like a weirdly fast Baneling Nest. Whereas on the other hand, we've got, okay, I scout with my probe, then I wall off and I defend, and then I expand and I macro well, and then my Observer allows me to clear the Overlord on the high ground. So you can tell, honestly, in terms of like playing the game correctly, as a lot of people would call defensive, reactive, you know, macro play is the proper way to play StarCraft. It's also the harder way to play StarCraft. Keep that in mind. But it is like, in terms of fundamentals, it looks like Army of Snakes is a bit better than Tixt in terms of those fundamentals. We'll see though. Is Tixt going to just have a giant effing cry? Because just because you're in a good community, this doesn't mean it's the barcode that rages. Though, historically speaking, I am expecting it to be the Protoss. It could be Tixt getting upset and being like, well, you have so much stuff. And it's like, well, dude, you opened up with a suboptimal build. But it also could be, I've defended you all game. How dare you beat me despite me playing such good defensive play? The problem with Army of Snakes play is there's no aggressive harassment. And I always say the number one thing you want to do against Zerg, doesn't matter if it's ZVZ, TVZ, PVZ, whatever race you're playing, you want to put pressure on the Zerg because it forces them to do things other than just build drones nonstop. If you don't attack them with some preset, sharp, heavy pressure timings, they can just hold down the drone key and then get way ahead in economy. Or they can surprise you by just building nonstop units out of that lava, that central resource, have a giant army that surprises you and kills you. Now, don't get me wrong, we are scouting, and so far, we see Evos, we see drones coming out. It's like, it's not a bad situation to be in by any means. You've been ahead on workers all game. Only now is Zerg finally getting the worker lead, and Tixt hitting another supply block while trying to play double Evo Roachhorn. This feels like a pretty bad spot for the Zerg, especially going for a Zergling melee focus against Colossus play. So far, things are looking good for the Protoss. Third base coming up as well. That being said, main is slightly undersaturated. I guess that's just because these probes are building things, though. Gonna go to a bunch of gateways, charge, +1. Oh my god, dude, a Colossus timing is just gonna wreck against Lingbane Ravager. I still feel that's open there, but I'm not sure. It'd be so funny if later on in this game, Lings run into that base. Yeah, Tixt is definitely not a super duper macro Zerg. They're not using the second Evo chamber. I guess that was just to stop potential adept pressures. No Baneling Nest, no Roach Speed. So there's a lot of things being kind of forgotten right now. And Carapace comes in as well. Are we playing Mass Zergling? Oh me, oh my. This is a dangerous way to play, my friend. I do like this, though. Gonna go take a 4th base nice and early. Floating a little bit of minerals, so that's definitely necessary. And the injects are being hit pretty nicely by Tixt. Another hallucination, guys. This APM, I can't imagine this is probably a Diamond 2 game, I would say. Maybe somewhere around there. Protoss does seem like they're higher level from the APM and the overall macro than the Zerg. Honestly, like if I was just looking at the APM and how tight the build orders are, I'd almost say the Protoss is smurfing. like they're so much more solid on their defensive stuff. But that's, if they're not attacking at all, like they might fall apart when they start attacking. You never know. You can see like their current APM is at like 400. I don't know if that's rapid fire or what the hell they're doing. They're definitely spamming their keys away. Whereas the Zerg's macro is halting is the word I would use. It's like it's stop and start. They still haven't built their 4th base or a macro hatch. They're floating minerals even though there's no fighting going on. So I don't know what the Zerg's macro is going to look like when the fighting starts. I can't imagine it's very good because if you've got no fighting going on, you should at this level be able to spend your money really well. Oh my god, Psystorm. Sorry guys, I just have to interrupt it because Psystorm is coming in as well. Psystorm and Colossus wrecks Lingbane Ravager. But it's only if you're watching and you actually cast those Psystorms correctly. And the army's still sitting in the natural. There's only a few Stalkers. I gotta say, even though the economy's being great, where's the second Colossus? Guys, where are the 2 Colossus right now? What the why is it here? And why is there's already a 4th base, crazy early 4th. The army is just a few units scattered around. There's no map vision as well. There's also no wall off. If you play very defensive, you need to wall off your mineral lines and your like as many choke points as possible. But this is a terrible defensive setup. There's no Archons, there's no cannons. If these Banelings roll in, they're gonna kill that mineral line really easily. So this is so greedy. And we're going now for wall offs and a row of cannons on the bottom. But oh my god, what a turtley Protoss player. This Protoss player has never heard of doing a timing attack in their entire life. If they did a 3-base timing with just a bunch of Archon Colossus or Stalker Colossus, it's a free win because they're up against pure Ling Bane. But they're not doing it at, oh my god, Eye Templar in the open! The Lings and the Banes absolutely annihilate every probe and every Eye Templar. Oh my god, I told you guys that setup was appallingly bad, and you get to see exactly why. Units lost have dead even, which is usually great for Zerg. And to be fair, it does get Zerg in the first economic advantage they've been in this entire game. Protoss is still ahead because they've just macroed better all game. And they are reprobing, but they aren't chronoing those probes, which is definitely an issue. And they're not transferring probes either. Oh, here we go. Balanced. Wow, you're macroing like a beast, says Tixt. Tixt is like, okay, you're actually macroing like an absolute monster right now. What the hell? But I love that balance. It's like, dude, you had no map vision, no wall-offs, and you were investing in mass cannon in your 4th, and you weren't even defending your 3rd. Like, if you just had your whole army standing here, and actually had a little bit of vision around with observers or hallucinations or anything, you would have done so much better. All right, so this is going to be really, really weird right now, man. You've got mass Lings, and Banes, which are not good versus Archons, Colossus, or Storm. Protoss is on 4 bases. Protoss is still miles ahead in this game, but is already whining despite playing the matchup completely wrong. They haven't done any harassment or any active pressure to their opponent. They've literally just sat there defensive all game. They are still miles ahead, but they are the one whining. Tixt is making 5 queens right now, which is the last thing you want in this scenario. It looks like they're going to try and swap into Mutalisks, which, to be fair, is probably your better idea. Still no defense from the exact same attack angle as before. The Banelings coming from both sides, and they left an opening on their wall off. So the Banelings ran right in and just killed the probes on both bases. The Nexus almost went down as well. Report? What an absolute baboon. Oh, this is what you do, guys. You friggin' build a 2 gateways there. You leave some units up here. You could build a pylon or a zealot up there. You wall that off, because I can't believe you haven't already. And you just keep reprobing and making Archons. You cannot possibly lose this game. Like, it's so easy because it's just Massling Bane. And there's not even that good macro. The Zerg hasn't even put workers on their 4th yet. Their main's oversaturated. They've got no army right now. 66 Lings, 8 Corruptors. And it looks like even a counterattack's going to get the job done. This will win the game. As long as they commit hard in here, easy victory. Now, there is probing happening behind it. They're trying to recover. But yeah, I love that they're just whining so much about Banelings hitting that mineral line while making 0 safety precautions. First round, it's forgivable. Second round, exact same maneuver you just took damage to. I mean, doing the exact same thing and expecting different results, it's the definition of insanity. I feel like I've heard that somewhere. Colossus, Zealot, Archon, Stalker coming forward. The Ling Bane's going to try to roll. Now, there's a lot of Ling Bane. Ooh, but the Zealots, the thing is, the Banelings mostly crashed on the Stalkers. Even though Colossus and Archons go down, the Zealots are still taking a pretty good fight. And remember, Protoss has been ahead in economy pretty much all game. Even though they lost probes, that's only been for about 1 minute. And actually, Tixt holds on. But Tixt lost the 4th, doesn't have any other hatcheries. If Tixt had 2 extra hatcheries, 1 there and 1 there, could just build a round of drones now, get up to 80 workers, and potentially do this. But look at this, just Archons are making right now, putting workers back on gas. You can rally your probes down to this bottom base, transfer workers from the natural as that's about to start mining out. You see these mineral patches are very low. One of those on 90, one on 20, one on 15. They're all about to start running out. Hive is on the way for Zerg, is going to try and go in that direction. But I think it's a bit too late. I just think basically Army of Snakes here has out-macroed the opponent while complaining about how unfair it is. It's like you're playing a player who has no actual army, would have died to any standard pressure for this matchup. But I love how the people who play proper defensive StarCraft also don't play anything you'd see from pro gamers in the matchup. No pro gamer would ever let anyone playing the way Tixt is survive this long. They would have absolutely punished them. Still not ready for the Banelings from the exact same avenue they've come from 10 times in a row. How hopeless can you be? These cannons will defend the Zerglings on that side at least. But dude, how can you not just have left 2 Archons up here? 2 Archons in this position here would have killed that entire attack. But instead we lose the Nexus every pro. Oh my god, you know they're absolutely fuming about it. Balanced! It's balanced! Reported! It's like, come on, man. You're playing like absolute arse, mate. Absolute arse. Don't get me wrong. The early game macro and defense was good in terms of executing things, but the strategy sucks, number 1. And then number 2, not doing anything off 3 base and then having terrible defensive positioning, which when you're a defensive player, having terrible defensive positioning is kind of a game changer for anyone who doesn't know. I reckon there's someone in the comments already who's like, well, it's actually unfair because the thing, it's like, don't get me wrong, it's cool that they're changing the Baneling to make it not one-hit workers, but in this game, the balance changes would have made 0 difference at all. Because it was like 20 Banelings getting the mineral each time. It would have made no difference at all, that balance change. Why? Because this Protoss player, Army of Snakes, is incompetent. They counterattack, they all in, and Tixt has to tap out. Either way, it's a win, despite being a very, very sore winner, this Army of Snakes. Okay, oh my god. So it turns out it doesn't end there. After winning the game, they have spammed multiple pages of absolutely inane, crazy ramblings, the longest post-game rant I have ever seen to the opponent. This calls for the bloody salt theater. That is I can't just read this out. This goes for way too long. Alright guys, introducing our 2 characters for today's play. We've got, of course, can you guess who this is? It's Army of Snakes, looking composed as always after winning a Protoss game. You know, very honorable in the victory, very humble, and really good sportsmanship. And over here on the right side, we have the fantastic Zerg macro player, Tixt from Formless Bear Sloss, who seemed like a pretty chill player there. Said, Wow, you're macroing like a beast. in the midst of that game, clearly in awe of their opponent's raw StarCraft skill and just a joyful Zerg play. You could tell they're maybe a little bit empty behind the eyes, but definitely an interesting character. You effing R-worded trash. Whoa, take it easy, maybe. You won, right? Oh, so happy Blizzard is such effing R-worded cucks. They cater to expletive deleteds like you. We actually have the player had the censorship on, so we don't even know what half of these words are. But we can guess. Wow, you had like 1 million probes. I kind of had to do something with those banelings, man. Piss off with your broken friggin' bullshit Ember units. You are friggin' trash. You're trash. Wow, you clearly macroed better than I do, and your army comp felt really invincible. I was forced to do some run-bys. You should be Silver League. But no! Oh, Blizzard only wants Zerg and Terran to win! Only Zerg and Terran to win! What do you expect, man? I had to do something. You have no macro skills. You have no micro. Army comp is trash, yet diamond! Oh, you seem like a very insecure person, man. What a friggin' joke! You are terrible! Oh, this is a game, man. For fun. Chill out. Find some joy in your life, man. No! Fuck you. F Blizzard as well. Oh man, I guess being that word you said can get me far. I did get to Diamond League. Well, oh wow. Buffing R-worded idiots to the level for what I have to work for, and you get it for free. For free! Oh, you're a champion, mate. Keep it up. Keep it up, man. Letting all of you R-worded effing Smurfs run wild insta-quitting games. I like this bit. He's just like, we just completely changed topic to Smurfs. Fantastic. Good to see these people are balanced as always. You suck. You're awful. Are you mad? If this game was balanced, you'd be silver at most. What an effing joke. How the hell you got to Diamond 2? That's a mystery. You're one of the worst players I've ever seen. But herder, baneling. What an effing joke. Glad to see Blizzard prefers smooth-brained dipshits. Explains what happened to WoW too. Jesus effing Christ. Show me a ZVP you win. I want to see that. Because there's no reality where playing like that gets you a win. Please, for real. I want to see one. Christ, and it was Pooh first. How bad can you effing be? What a joke. 13 effing years, and they call this balance. Watching the replay, you are awful. This is just stupid. Oh, you're still going? Sorry, I was off winning my next CVP. I didn't realize we were still talking, man. Let me see this replay. Who the F are you playing? No one should ever lose to you. You get a bronze player or something? For real? Let me see it. That's just sad. I'm looking at the build order. You just did a Ling Flood, which again is easily beatable. Why can't I play against the R words that you get? Because if you're winning games playing this bad, something is broken. So let me get this right. You flip out, you claim I'm cheating, say you reported me, then you proceeded to win because Archon Charizard exists, and then you go off for the next 15 minutes about how Protoss is so hard done by? I never said you were cheating. You were reported because it's imbalanced BS, and I want R words like you banned. You should be silver at most. Oh, you seem a bit like an idiot, man. Think you might be an idiot. Says the guy that just did a Ling Flood because it's the only way that you can win. Here's a fun fact. You are terrible. This is just sad. Let me see a replay of a game that lasts longer than 5 minutes that you actually win. And for me to make Archons, I have to make a Gate, a Core, Twilight Council, and Templar Archives or Dark Shrine. For you to make Ling Bane, you just need a pool and a Baneling Nest. But Zealot Archon exists, so you lost. No, you are fucking awful. Yeah, that's why you lost! For you to tech switch, it's just one building. For me to tech switch, I have to make all new production. You have no excuse to be this bad. Your race is broken! If you ever figure out how to make a hive, Zerglings, and get Cracklings, which there's a hint. Sure, because I'm sure you have never made one. It's an infestation pit that allows you to make a hive, you idiot! The only 2 units that scale into late game from tier 1 are the Marine and the Zergling. Protoss don't get any! For F's sake, the only way you're winning a game ever could be any more bullshit would be if your workers had extra hit points like SCVs do. You are terrible, unimaginably terrible. Wow, you're still talking? Please keep going, man, this is fun. I am waiting for you to show me a replay where you can win without cheesing, because you can't. You are a silver player that Blizzard can.
caters to. You are a silver player that Blizzard caters to. This is your reality.
And that's it. That's it. Our happy Zerg player kept on chasing the ladder. He kind of went on his way. I don't think he was affected at all like this by this. And on the other hand, I think our very, very happy Nightmare Fuel over here, Mr. Army of Snakes, probably had a very fun time. Probably ended that day very happy and satisfied. Definitely didn't, inject toxicity into anyone in their presence. It seems like a cool person. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the game. Send your own replays into people's inane rage. And thank you very much for watching. That was the most unhinged rant I've ever seen post-game ever. And it was from someone who won the game, which is even more absolutely insane. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you in the next episode. Goodbye and good night.